Okay, now we're recording.
All right.
And this is pushing forward from December 24th, 2020.
Yeah. I like those
So,
shapes. Yeah, the strokes that are wiggling across. They they seem to be going from left to right. Do you see it that way, or do you see them going the other way,
yeah,
or some coming back from right to left?
I see them all going from left to right.
Yeah,
Except
that's what
it's going down.
except what?
This one's going down, down.
Yeah,
These three are going left to right.
yeah, I see that.
Because the thicker paint is in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it gets to this thin point.
Mm-hmm.
That's, when it just, flows off the brush.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking not so much as the brush stroke, but as when I imagine it to be a figure, and that there's movement, whether in that imaginary figure movement,
I see.
if it is going from left to right.
Yeah, it does look like it's going from right to left.
Right to left.
Yeah, if you think of it as a figure,
Yeah.
because that was like the tail. And
Yeah.
definitely, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the opposite of what I thought. And I thought, for example, that green figure in the middle is the right end of it seemed to me to have an eye there and a nose and then whiskers. They're kind of like whiskers.
Yeah.
And then it just goes down to the left and to more of its tail, a narrower tail.
The eye, the nose, tail.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know why that's important other than that's when I imagined the pushing going on, what was
Are you
pushing.
thinking they're pushing this way, to the left or to the right?
Well, I thought that, see that brown figure that comes up from the bottom right there? I saw that as do you see its head facing down and its eye and nose in that light shape there?
Here?
That's the ear. And if you go down from there, go down into that lighter space or right there, that's the eye. And if you go down a little more, there's the nose. Down a little more. There. Oops, up. There, that's the nose.
Okay.
So that's a face that's facing down. You see that?
Yeah, I see it now. Nose, eye,
Yeah, and then an ear.
ear.
And
Is
then,
it part of the head?
yeah, that's part of the head. And then the body goes up and curves and comes down behind the head.
Uh-huh.
So it's like a taller figure that's bent over
Yeah.
sideways and
Yeah.
facing down. And that's what I imagine, that being bent over like that it's pushing that other figure to its right, the brown figure to its right. It's
Mhm.
pushing on that to go forward.
Mhm.
Or, something else can be going on there, but that's where I got that theme or idea to name it that. And then that kind of violet figure on the left that's coming down,
Color?
violet, that one. Do you see how it has? No, the one you were just pointing to.
This
That,
one?
yeah, that figure. If you go down to the bottom of it, and then that's the eye right there.
Yeah.
And so if that's the head, it's pushing up on that green figure,
Mhm,
pushing that to go forward also.
mhm,
So those two figures are pushing against the larger ones
mhm.
to move them forward.
Here's pushing against that one.
Say that again.
This orange one is pushing right here against the yellow.
Yeah. And the pushers really aren't moving forward. They're not pushing forward, but they're pushing something else forward.
Mhm. These look like cute little, I don't know. Look at this little yellow eye and a nose and a mouth.
Yeah. Where's the nose?
Oh, this is, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
We're here below it.
Uh-huh.
I just was interested in this yellow eye.
Uh-huh.
And this looks like a face up here to me, looking to the left.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I see that.
And this looks like a person. Look, he's got a heart on his chest. This is his face looking to
Oh, I see. Yeah.
the left.
Yeah.
Eyes, nose, mouth, chin.
Uh-huh.
And he's got
Yeah.
some kind of big hairdo or hat.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't notice that before.
And his body swirls around.
Uh-huh.
They're creatures that swirl.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all swirlers, aren't they?
Yeah. There's probably some out there too, somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Swirling people.
They're like shakers, except these are swirlers.
Yeah. Sometimes Hildy sounds like a man when she yells.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
This looks like a light or a lantern.
Uh-huh. I was wondering why you thought of that.
You what?
I was wondering why you thought of that.
Yeah, it's got a lot of, I don't know, really good identifying shapes to it. You know, this is definitely rounded. And under here, it goes in somewhat.
Yeah.
It's got a decorative edge right here.
Uh-huh.
And it has a leg and a foot right here.
Where?
Right here. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
the person.
Uh-huh. Well, I saw the halfway up, I saw a foot right there. That looked like a foot. And then the leg goes up
Yeah,
to the what might be a skirt, a short skirt.
yeah. Oh, yeah, the leg goes up to here, which is a skirt.
Yeah. And then you see a
Martin,
what?
I see. That's much better than a lantern.
And you see the other leg too coming up into the skirt that you don't see down lower.
Yeah, like this here is the other leg.
Yeah, that's the other leg.
Mhm. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, the foot really does look like a foot with an ankle, has an ankle.
Uh-huh.
That was fun doing that.
What?
It was fun doing that last night.
Yeah, you're doing some good brushstrokes, and I wanted to yell out, but I was trying to keep quiet so the
Okay.
camera wouldn't go off your painting.
Where did you want to yell?
Oh, when you were doing like, you know, roar, roar, roar. And here,
Well, Oh, yeah, yell out, Catherine, and whenever you yell, I'll just, I'll echo you and that'll get it back on the video, on the painting. Okay?
Oh, this
I'll-
one is very brave. I don't know how you got that head in there.
Yeah, I worked hard on that.
What do you think of this?
Um,
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that blowout that you described as a heart, I was looking at that as an eye at first.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Oh, this thing here with the mouth,
yeah,
like a dinosaur.
maybe, yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a dinosaur.
Yep, I see it.
Look at that on the left side on the bottom, Catherine, that purple figure. That, look, if you go up to the brown thing just above it. No, on the, not up that way, but up the other way. Go right up from there.
This way?
No,
Sort of
go to the middle of that purple thing. Now
here?
go, yeah, now go straight up to the brown part of it. No, you up a little further, a little further. I want you to move off of it into the brown figure there.
Yes.
That's, yeah, so that's connected to that lighter purple figure. But it's part of it. So I was just wondering what that looks like. There's kind of a mouth. It's got an open mouth on the left. So like it's biting that smaller thing on the left.
Yeah, right in this thing.
Yeah. And then it has an eye. Do you see the eye on the very, yeah, that's the eye and the mouth.
Mm-hmm. This also looks like a woman's profile. She's laying on her back looking up.
Yeah.
Nose, her mouth, her eye, and her hair.
Yeah, I see that. Well, what do you see is going on here? What's the theme here?
Well, before I say that, I want to show you an upside down Minnie Mouse right here. It's Minnie Mouse. There's her ear and her head and her nose. She's got a skirt on, 2 legs.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I think some really abstract art is going on.
We're always trying to defeat abstraction, Catherine.
We're trying to do what?
Defeat abstraction.
Oh,
So you're right, it's abstract, but we keep trying to make something out of it.
uh-huh.
You know, if it were a painting of Minnie Mouse, then we'd be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of, there's something abstract about it, so we try to figure it out, so we don't have to stay with the the uncertainty of the abstraction. So we imagine that it's something natural.
I'm picking out the few things. I'm sorry, Martin, I interrupted you.
I finished.
Saying something really good too. anyway, I'm comfortable with finding the few things that we found. Like, I
Yeah.
think these two are cute,
Yeah.
but overall, I do just feel comfortable with letting it go.
Yeah. Okay. Me too. Yeah. What I was saying that you thought was important, I want to just say it again because I think it is important and I hadn't thought about it before. And it's part of what we do each night when we talk about these paintings, that they're mostly abstract lines and shapes and colors. They don't represent anything, you know what I mean? But what we
Yeah.
do when we look at them and talk about them, we make an effort to uh, see something human or animal in it, something natural in it. So, so that they're not abstract anymore. And we can, so instead of it just being an abstract wiggly line, it becomes a dinosaur head or the face of a woman or something with an eye and a nose that we can recognize. So it's like we're trying to overpower the abstraction and just to make it into something understandable. So we don't have to be uncomfortable with it. I think a lot of people are uncomfortable with abstract art or with just abstract images. So
Well, I've always felt like I wish I could ask the artist, what he meant by this.
Yeah.
In my younger days when I went to museums.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it may be something like what you're experiencing in looking at what I do. And you probably understand if you were to ask me, what did I mean by this when I painted it? You know what I meant. It didn't mean anything. It was just a kind of a, quick expression of and movement to create shapes. And then what comes later is the imagination of someone looking at those shapes that create the meaning. So if you were to ask an artist, what did you mean by that? The artist might talk about, what she saw later and looking back at it, but not necessarily what was intended when it was being painted. And it's more of a kind of a soothing or an accommodation to people's curiosity to describe it in some way so it's recognizable. It makes it more comfortable for people. And also what I do in giving it a name, that's helpful for me to make sense of it. But it's also a way for other people, like you've told me that you do, to begin to connect with it.
Yeah.
So if you see pushing forward, then you'll start to look at it for, well, what's pushing forward? So you have a question in your mind because you have a clue. So that the painter has given you a clue about what you might look for. But again, that's not what was going on when I was painting it. It's what I thought about later when I looked at it myself, the same way you would look at it. And so, when I was asking you, what do you see there? I was wondering if you would, another way of saying this, what would you call that? What name would you give that? Well, you gave it a good name last night when you said, whoopee. What did you say? Yahoo!
Yahoo!
So that's a good name. It just came to you when you were saying it. All right. So unless you're going to come up with a good name,
I'm trying hard. I would call it Swirly People.
Swirly People. Yeah. Yeah, swirly people. And then you said earlier, swirlers.
Yeah,
Was that the word you used?
swirlies.
Swirlies? Yeah. All right. So let's stop there.